Hey guys, this really is breaking news and it's a TSNN exclusive. The news is that Manfrotto are entering the filters market. There's a lot of great filter manufacturers out there. Manfrotto's certainly established a great reputation over the years, so this is pretty exciting news. And the exclusive part is, I happen to get my hands on some pre-production samples, so these are optically exactly what you'll be getting off the shelf, but they're not boxed up or labeled yet, and they look pretty good. So let's run through them and give them a test. They're going to be offering three different ranges. There's the Outdoor, Advanced and Pro going up through the range, and each of them is offering two offerings, UV and circular polarizer, but in the Pro range it's not a UV filter, it's just a Protect filter, which to be honest is what most people, I would hope in the digital age, is all they're using UV filters for. I personally don't use UV filters, so that's not huge news in my world that they're offering it, but the fact that they're labeling the Pro one as a Protect kind of recognizes the fact that, you know, people are still buying them for that purpose, and they're making them nice and strong so you don't scratch or break them to protect the front element of your precious lens. All of the filters come in ranges from 37mm up to 82mm at this stage. They're all made in Japan, even the entry-level outdoor range, and they all have a 3-year warranty. A lot of the other manufacturers make their flagship highest end ones in Japan and make the cheaper ones in Thailand or Philippines or wherever. So it's kind of a signal that they're trying to position these as one of the more premium products by making them all in Japan. So the four that I've got my hands on are the UV and circular polarizer in the Advanced and the Protect and circular polarizer in the Pro range. All of these are 77mm, so I can test them out on my D800E with the 24-70 today for you. Let's run through and have a little look at each one of these. First up, looking at the Advanced UV. This guy is 6.5mm thick and has a 98.8% transmission rate. That means only 1.2% of the light doesn't make it through and is bounced back towards the light source. Next up, the Advanced Circular Polarizer. This guy is 7mm thick and transmits only 68.1% of the light, which is not amazing, but it's by no means bad for a circular polarizer. Next up is the Pro Protect, and you can see it looks like there's no glass in there. That transmits 99.3% of light. It has anti-static coating, and this one's 6.4mm thick, so slightly less than the Advanced, but really not much that you can notice. And finally is the king of the hill, the Pro Circular Polarizer. That guy comes in at 6.5mm, so that is noticeably thinner than the Advanced one. And you'll notice the difference in color there. This guy lets through 90% of light compared to 68%. Huge difference. That's a really good performance for a circular polarizer. And it also has the anti-static coating. There's no information about whether the 12 levels of coating on all of these filters is meant to have the same effect, but certainly there is a difference between these. It could be the glass, it could be that the coating is slightly different. Taking a look at the way that they're reflecting off my fluorescent lights above, you can note that the Advanced has a much more obvious green cast on the left. And the same is true of the circular polarizers. The Pro on the right is much more neutral in color overall. Of course, your camera, if you're shooting in an auto white balance, will take that into effect, but certainly there's a much more neutral color cast to the Pro than there is to the Advanced. Now, the filters are nice and thin, but they're by no means the thinnest on the market. A big part of that reason is that they still have a usable front thread on them, so you could stack up extra filters on there if you wanted to. You want to avoid that as much as you can to avoid vignetting and introducing too much flare into your shots. In terms of pricing, looking at the 77mm ones, which from what I can see are the most expensive, 77 and 82 are the same. The Advanced UV is 110 and the circular polarizer is 220, and the Pro Protect is $170. This is all Australian pricing, and the circular polarizer is $280. So if you've never bought filters before, or you've only bought cheapy eBay ones, your jaw may have just hit the floor. But I can tell you, comparing that to the other premium ones in the market, that's not off the chart. It's actually a little bit less than Hoya HD filters, which are their top of the line ones. It's a bit less even than the Nikon House brand ones. It's less than BW brand ones. And they are right up there. That's where they're positioning themselves at that point in the market. Now, if you're going to get a $2,000 lens and put a filter on it, and you're looking to get highest image quality you can from your overall setup, you want the best quality filters that you can afford. Getting a great sensor and a great lens and then putting a crappy filter in front of it just messes up the whole optical system. Of course, the image has to travel through that before it enters your high-tech stuff. So I would suggest, if you're just shooting for a hobby, get the introductory, the outdoor series or something like that sort of level. And if you're doing work for money and you're wanting the highest quality and you're buying the top of the line gear in the other parts of your workflow, then get top of the line filters. Now, to compare these and see if there is a noticeable difference, I have to say any filter will not improve the image quality and sharpness. It may help rein in the dynamic range in a shot, which will overall improve your image, but they aren't going to improve it. If anything, they'll degrade it. Really high quality ones, you won't notice much image degradation. Cheap ones, you definitely will. So I'll just get a couple of different test shots here with the D800 and we'll compare it with and without the filter and see how much of an image quality difference there really is.
Okay, let's take a look at some samples. Here we are with no filters on that shot at f8 in all manual settings so that we can compare things head to head. Let's go in and take 100% crop on that central bush so we can see the amount of detail we're getting there. Okay, and now here we are with the middle of the range advanced UV filter on there, and that's at 100% crop. Now let's compare that to the no filter version. Okay, now here we are using the Pro Protect, and there we are at 100% crop and compared to no filter whatsoever. Next up, I put the advanced CPL on without adjusting the settings, and you can see how much exposure that knocks out. Here, adjusting my settings to correct that exposure, that's where we ended up. And then here we are using the CPL from the professional range. And to remind you how it was when we started out, there's with no filter whatsoever again. There you go.
Okay, so always good to see another big manufacturer getting into the filters game. If you're using them correctly, they can have a huge impact on the kind of images you're able to create. As I say, if you're just shooting for fun, check out an entry-level filter, something like the Outdoor Maybe. I haven't tested those ones yet. They only have 2 to 8 levels of coding. But if you are going for high-end stuff and you want the absolute best, don't skimp on the filter. It's an important part of the overall system. Please do click to like and subscribe. I'll be putting out lots more news from the digital show in Melbourne over this next weekend. This is where I put all the breaking news, all the new products out for review, and all of the footage from trade show floors. Also check out the other channel, Matt Granger, which has been rebranded from that Nikon Guy. All the social media has changed over to Matt Granger as well. Thanks guys, I'll see you soon.